Into order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So the first thing we need to do, if you were here with us last month, it would be the special meeting on January 23rd. We do have a new commissioner who's been appointed. Welcome, Mr. Kemper. We will have our solicitor administer an oath of office.
I think so. No. Yeah, I guess we were over there last time, but. You, sir? Just raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Doug Keffer,
Do solemnly swear that I will support
do solemnly swear that I will support
and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
and will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the
Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
that I will discharge the duties of my office faithfully
I will discharge the duties of my office faithfully
and with fidelity upon which I am now about to enter.
and with fidelity which I am now about to enter.
Thank you very much.
Just take a quick roll call here. Chief Morrell.
Here.
Okay, Commissioner Kemper.
Here.
Commissioner Williams.
Here.
Commissioner Lewis.
Here.
Commissioner Golden.
Here.
Commissioner Bookleitner is absent. And they're here. Okay, reports.
Have reports for the police, treasurer, code zoning, solicitor, engineer, and manager.
Update on the new cars. We got the grant. Tomorrow, they're finally, all the equipment's in. We have to drive down to Ridgeway to drop them off to be outfitted. So those should be back within 2 or 3 weeks and they'll be fully operational. I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. What kind of vehicles are they? What
They're the
Ford?
Ford Explorer, yeah.
here is?
All right, the rest of the reports for treasurer, code, and zoning enforcement were submitted, written reports. And then for myself, just a few things I want to update everybody on. Primarily two key things, well, three really. First is our website. If our website recently, you'll notice there's a new homepage. I took quite a bit of time to try to update and modernize our website and make it a little more user-friendly. No information was removed from the website, so anything that was on there previously is still there. It's still accessible. All of the records that were online are still online, and I think, in my opinion, they're actually easier to find now at this point. But I welcome any feedback. So if you're messing with the website and you have some thoughts, I would say to anybody, please let me know, and we'll see what we can do. A couple more things, the LSA grant for a leaf machine. So the existing leaf machine, we all know has challenges. It breaks down frequently. The prior staff and Commissioner Williams submitted a grant application to purchase a new leaf machine. That grant application was approved. We have now signed the contract with the state. The state has approved the contract, so now we can move forward in looking at quotes and trying to determine what's going to be the best option for the township. But it is super encouraging, and I do think that in 2026 we will have a new leaf machine. So that would be great. And then last thing I want to let everybody know about here in my report is just an ongoing issue with the YMCA outdoor pool. You may have heard about this or even attended the town hall at the YMCA. If you did, just so you're aware, essentially what's going on is there used to be an authority. It's the East Erie Suburban Conservation and Recreation Authority, which most everybody called the Tri-Community Pool Authority. That authority disbanded quite a long time ago, and after it disbanded, there's issues going on with the YMCA pool, and the municipalities being Lawrence Park, Westville, and Lawrence Park. We have not, committed any kind of financial support, but we are willing to support the YMCA in their, grant writing initiatives, things like that. So, some things just on the horizon that I want everybody to be aware of. And that is it for me.
Thank you. Therefore, we'll get approval of the reports. Can I have a motion to approve the reports?
I'll make a motion to approve the reports.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Acknowledgement of bill payment. Motion to approve consul pay application number 9 pursuant to USDA regulations regarding the Sudan's lift station. I have one, but that's complete now, correct?
So yes, there is a certificate of substantial completion, which means our engineer has essentially said that the job is done. There are punch list items that can really only be completed when the weather warms up. But yeah, the lift station is fully operational. We do have, we work with a company called Pump Man in Pittsburgh that's coming up to do some additional, checks and things like that. But the ownership of the station's been turned over to the township, and the job is virtually complete. This is basically the last pay application.
I guess that's what I was asking.
Yep.
Any other discussion? Motion to approve payment?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Second on this is motion to ratify bill payments for January 2026. Discussion on that one. Motion to approve.
I'll motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Number 8, approval of prior meeting minutes. To approve minutes for the organization and stated board meeting from January 5th, 2026, and special meeting minutes from January 23rd, 2026. Discussion, comments, motion to approve.
A motion. Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
All right. Promise I won't take up too much of everybody's time here. Do want to just talk about the centennial. Lawrence Park, I have lived in this community for all of my life. It's very special to me. The history of Lawrence Park is very special to me. Our partnership with GE and now Wabtec, I think, is critical to this community. And so, what I want to do is I'm just going to take a moment to read the official proclamation recognizing the 100th anniversary or centennial year of Lawrence Park. I believe, Lawrence Park was founded on February 8th, the Articles of Incorporation. And so, this proclamation recognizes the 100th anniversary of the Township of Lawrence Park, whereas Lawrence Park Township in Erie County, Pennsylvania, was officially granted its charter and incorporated on February 8th, 1926. And whereas for 100 years, the residents and leaders of Lawrence Park Township have built and maintained a thriving community rooted in the original vision established by the General Electric Company when the township began as a model garden city with planned streets, green space, and thoughtfully designed housing. And whereas Lawrence Park has matured into a vibrant and close-knit community distinguished by its parks, historic neighborhoods, well-kept homes, and enduring community spirit, offering a high quality of life and sense of belonging for generations of families. And whereas Lawrence Park Township stands as the only first-class township in Erie County and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, underscoring its architectural, cultural, and historic importance. And whereas the centennial anniversary provides a meaningful opportunity to celebrate the township's history, honor the contributions of residents, families, schools, businesses, volunteers, civic organizations, and community partners, and reaffirm the shared values of neighborliness, stewardship, and civic engagement. Now, therefore, the Board of Commissioners of Lawrence Park Township hereby proclaims the year 2026 as the Lawrence Park Township Centennial Year. The board encourages all residents, businesses, institutions, and friends of the township to participate in the centennial observances and activities, to reflect on our heritage, celebrate our community, and look forward with pride and optimism to the next century. Now I would ask the board to consider a vote on this proclamation, recognizing the 100th anniversary of the Township of Lawrence Park.
Do I have a motion? Do it.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you so much. That does recognize. Thank you so much.
Public opening of sealed bids. Opening all submitted bids, the township fireworks contract. Bids will be referred to the township manager and solicitor for review. Do we need any further action on that?
Nope, I just needed everyone to be, essentially to comply with Commonwealth regulations. We cannot open these privately, so just need to make sure the bids are opened at a public meeting and everyone can witness me opening the bid package, which we will later review.
You and Lydia are gonna go over that, I think.
Yep, and there won't be any other additional action necessary right now.
Okay. Township residents' comments. Mr. Van Dyne?
Well, I'm here as Vice President of the Lawrence Park Historical Society. Unfortunately, my wife, who's president, she's homesick with a bad cold. I want to thank you very much for your participation. I may be talking to Spencer later or in the week about maybe getting a nice copy of that frame and put it up. I moved here to this township 47 years ago when I bought my first house on Priestley Avenue. And I have been struck all that time about what an amazing place this is to live. I was born in Chicago. I lived in a small town in Ohio and then later on in Akron. Went to school in Southern Ohio. I lived in Philadelphia. And I rented a house in Wesleyville for about a year and a half before I bought my first house here. And this place, it's the prize. And I feel so lucky to live here. The things I've seen and the warmth and big-heartedness of the people here is just amazing. And I want to thank you for your proclamation. I want to also know that we have two representatives from LabTech here. Who came to witness the proclamation being read. And I want to thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Full business. Discussion regarding the status of conversations with PennDOT related to the proposed Main Street turnback following direction provided at the January 23rd, 2026 special meeting. The township communicated its intent to discontinue pursuit of the transfer. PennDOT has since indicated it would like to hold an additional meeting with senior executives to review options and confirm next steps.
I mean, I can talk about this very, very briefly. Essentially what happened is that, at the meeting, January 23rd, a motion was passed indicating that the township wished to, discontinue, pursuing the turnback. After we did that, PennDOT came back to us and asked if we wanted to, have a follow-up meeting with some of their senior executives. I told them that I did not think that would be necessary, but that I would bring it to you for your consideration as a board. If you want to engage PennDOT in those conversations, you can. If not, I'm happy to let them know that we don't need to discuss it any further.
Well, as I recall, what you said last week, Dale, you're familiar with this. We don't want to get involved any further with this project.
Yeah, mainly because if the bridge wasn't involved, that was one of the big issues. Because if the bridge does incur some damage or goes down, there would be a major expense to the township, which we probably could not afford.
Very good.
So Spencer,
Yeah.
I don't know if they have any other additional,
Question about that. So if they're, came back to the table,
Sure.
PennDOT.
Yeah.
Are they, and they, I know they reneged on their offer before. Are they coming back with some of it back?
No,
Well, then why would, if they're not.
they would just like us to reconsider.
All right, I just
Yeah.
wanted to know if they were like offering
Uh,
some back. when they had
No,
offered
in the
to pay for it.
conversation with me, they did not know.
That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Pretty much, we don't want to be on hook for the bridge.
right, yeah, that was a major concern, major issue.
Absolutely. That's, if they were coming, well, we'll be coming back with everything again.
Yeah.
Then it's worth listening.
The other issue was that, in the initial talks, there was proposals for doing the sidewalks by the
Right.
businesses. And, after they, investigated all the details and stuff, they came back and told us that they were not going to be able to provide that. So that was another thing that was removed from,
That's why I asked, because if they're
the
coming back with
initial
some of that
proposal,
stuff,
yeah.
if they're not coming back with anything, then why?
Yeah, it just kept dwindling down as far as, the goodie basket was getting depleted.
No surprise.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We get any kind of a motion on that, Spencer?
Nope.
Okay. Discussion regarding the transition of residential refuse and recycling services to waste management. Contractor has assumed operational responsibility under the agreement, and most initial service issues reported during startup have been resolved. The township staff continue to monitor performance and coordinate with the vendor regarding remaining concerns. Waste Managers has reported that 75.99 tons of recyclable material were diverted from the landfill disposal during the first month of service.
Yeah, only thing I wanted to say about that is just let everybody know, if you're still having issues with waste management, we would ask that folks contact Waste Management directly, but you can still contact our office. We are happy to work with residents and do everything we can here, locally at the township office. And I was really encouraged to see that, about 76 tons of recycling in their first month of operation. That's quite a bit of garbage that didn't go to the landfill. So, again, one of the sort of added benefits of going with the new carrier, that, at least as a resident, I appreciate it.
Thank you. New business. Motion to execute an employment agreement with Township Manager Spencer Catton. The attorney need to address anything here?
I don't remember from past meetings, but this is a 2-year agreement under the first class township code. It can only be for 2 years, so from one council to another, election cycle, rise. And so this just sort of outlines the duties of the township manager, sets forth the salary, for 2026 and 2027. And that is one of the benefits, and that's all been, discussed.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Motion to execute the contract.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion to hire Sarah Trojak to the position of part-time township administrative generalist. What?
Yeah, so I mean,
Give us a quick.
I can give you a quick overview. In case anybody's curious, when we advertised the position of a part-time administrative generalist, I did not expect the amount of applicants we got. We had 62 applicants. So I had quite a few people to go through. So I developed a pretty rigorous screening process, which I'd be happy to show anybody if they're really curious, but I promise you it's boring and long. It took me quite a long time to whittle it down. I whittled it down to 8 candidates, then from the 8 down to 4. 4 of them we interviewed. And then ultimately, it really just came down to the fact that Sarah, she has quite a bit of experience in the township, but beyond her experience in the township, she's very committed to this place, and really fulfilled all the requirements of what I was looking for in the administrative office. So, this role would serve as essentially the large point of contact for township residents. Right now, when you call into the office, you talk to Kayla or myself, which we will still be there and be available, but, we wanted to have somebody else there so that Kayla and I can focus on dealing with a lot of the other issues that we address here in the township.
Is she going to be able to provide secretarial help to the police department?
Yep, and part of the intention is that she can provide some help to the police department and also support the efforts for our office, the township office, taking over parking ticket enforcement, not enforcement, but administration, right? So part of the intention, we had a resolution last month that saying that we would develop a plan so that the police didn't have to sort of administer parking tickets, and that my office could take care of that. And that is definitely a large part of what we'll be asking Sarah to do.
Good. Any discussion? Any questions? Motion to hire, or have a motion to hire Sarah Trojak as the administrative assistant generalist.
I'll make a motion.
Bill made a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion to approve purchase of E-Code 360 software to update and modernize the repository ordinance on the township webpage.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, no problem. I can talk about that. I would, essentially, our ordinances have not been codified since 2013. And so that's just a process where, you take all the various ordinances that have been passed and you make sure that they are part of our larger code of ordinances. Right now, they're published on our website. I want to say it the best way I can. It's not super user friendly, I guess is the nicest way I can say it. It's not that it is serviceable, but E-Code 360 is a provider that works with lots of municipalities. This would not be unusual. We're not an outlier here. Almost every municipality in the county is using this and is converted over to this. And all it is it's a software system where first what they do is codify your current ordinances. So we would get a new codification and then they upload it to a platform that we integrate with our website. So when you go to look for our ordinances, they would be, searchable. They would be regularly updated so that essentially the idea is so that the general public or our solicitor or myself can have a place where you can trust that the laws that are passed here are available for you whenever you need them. That's the goal and intention.
One for me. Anybody else? Question? Motion to approve the purchase of the E-Code 360 software. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Discussion regarding LED and streetlight conversions followed, and a motion to execute an agreement with Penelec to pursue new streetlights throughout the township.
Yeah, talk about this.
Somebody should.
Yeah, no worries. So I had a meeting with Penelec. We were approached, and regardless, we started the conversation. We ended up having a conversation with Penelec about replacing all of the streetlights in the township. So I think that folks know that a lot of the streetlights in the township are burnt out, but they use these, I forget what they call it, sodium something bulbs, right? And those bulbs are no longer, they don't exist anymore. Penelec explained to us that they can't get them. So that is part of the reason they have not replaced streetlights, because the township has made the requests at the poles where the streetlights are out. But Penelec has communicated to us that they simply do not have the resources to, make those direct replacements. But what they do have the resources to do, and what they are actually kind of being required to do by the state, is go to every municipality that uses Penelec and to look to convert their streetlights from the sodium bulbs to LED. And so the LED conversions, I had a lot of questions. One of the things I asked was the temperature of the bulbs. If you've seen some of the LED lights, they're like super bright white lights. We actually will have the option to set the temperatures of the different LED bulbs. So, you can make the residential areas more familiar, sort of orangish, warm temperatures, and then make the, Main Street or Iroquois Avenue brighter white, right? And again, their plan is to make that replacement, in 2026. So essentially what they would do, we would execute this agreement, then they would come out and do an audit of all the poles and the lights to make sure that the number on their map matches what is actually out here. And then once, they have that confirmed, they would do a design, and during that design process, that's when we would pick the bulb temperatures and all that sort of thing. And then they would start the replacement this summer.
Is there a cost involved?
No, there is no cost to the township. It is the same arrangement we have now where the township does pay the electricity cost. That is the current arrangement, in case folks don't know. The current arrangement is Pedelec owns the poles, owns the streetlights, but the township pays for the electricity. And that is the arrangement in almost every municipality. So we are not unique in that. The other thing they shared with me, in case, folks needed to know, they are planning to actually do all of Erie County this year. They have already talked to at least one of our neighbors, neighboring municipalities, and we'll be talking to the rest of them. So, again, not unique, but, we did get in sort of early on this conversation. And I do think it's something that's really important to our residents, because we have many streetlights out. So, so that's what that is.
Okay.
The cost savings will be
That's what I was.
Yeah.
very, very.
Yeah.
Cost to go down with LED lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have not made promises necessarily, but they did tell us that where they have done this, they have seen cost savings.
It
So,
should be.
I would
worked
hope
10
so.
years in the LED departments to provide, this is
Yeah.
what it costs to go down.
I would think so. But I don't want to, speak out of turn, so.
No, I understand, but
Does this include the lights down at Napier Park and the lights at the volleyball court by chance?
So volleyball court, no. Volleyball court those lights are owned by the township, and actually there is a budget line item currently to replace those at the volleyball court. And then I don't know Napier, actually.
I think some of them.
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Yeah,
Some of them are the townships and some of them are Pedelec's, but I'm not exactly sure which.
near the gazebo, I think that's ours.
It
I
is.
think the other ones are not.
Yeah, and we just replaced the one down there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
By the.
Thank you. Anybody else? Questions, comments? Discussion regarding the township's appointment of a representative.
Yeah, sorry, we do need a motion to.
Oh, you need a motion on it?
Sorry.
All right, could I have a motion on that one?
I'll make a motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Regarding the township's appointment of a representative to East County EMS, currently established as Fire Department member Brittany Bliss. Meetings are held at 9:30 a.m. at the Harbor Creek Municipal Building. Possible motion to appoint a new representative or reaffirm the current representative. I'm familiar with the meetings. Is there a need to change the representative?
So what I will speak to specifically is just that the township has the ability to designate whoever they like to be our representative at these meetings. It is very much up to us. Different municipalities choose to send different folks. So some municipalities send their, elected officials or supervisors. Some of them send, employees such as myself, and some of them send fire department representatives. It is really very much up to the board. I just did not realize in our January reorganization meeting that was something that we did, that we appointed that person. So that was sort of new to me, right? There's new information that I found out.
Should we put it out there that we need a representative? Or should we let you pick one?
Well, I think the representative should definitely be either, a member of the fire department or a member of this body or myself. I think those are really the three choices. But it's really up to the board if they would like to defer that to the fire department or have something.
Well, did Brittany express, interest in,
She will continue to do it if we would like her to continue doing it.
Has there been any conflict with that operation?
There has been no conflict on our end from the township specifically. I have heard, different things from different providers, but I don't want to,
Yeah, well,
I don't want to engage in any kind of rumors or
We don't
anything,
need gossip.
I just want to make sure that, we're all in agreement about who's going to
have
represent.
you ever attended one of these meetings?
I've never been to one myself, no.
I think Spencer should.
I do too. I believe.
I'm happy to go. I just, I just want to, again, whoever we appoint is no problem for me.
Well, if we appoint you
Mhm.
and with all your other duties, it gets to be too much, we can still change, is that correct?
Yeah.
At any time?
100%. Yeah, not a big deal. It is essentially, I don't mind, whoever goes, right? Doesn't make much of a difference to me. And then I'm happy to attend those or, again, defer it to anybody else.
It's 9:30 at the Harbor Creek Building. What is that particular date?
Monthly. I have the dates, but I don't have them.
Well, I would like the motion to appoint Spencer to that position, at least on a temporary basis, till we get a better feel for what's happening there.
I'll second.
We're good?
Would you all in favor?
Yeah, I know that. All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. There's an executive session listed here. I don't know that there'll be a vote after that, Spencer.
No, there should not be any action after.
Okay, very good. If you want to leave, you can.
Can we do that? I didn't know we could do that. I thought we had to. Okay, so, yeah, I don't know if you want to share that.
Yeah, if we're not anticipating a vote afterward, we can adjourn the meeting now and go into executive session.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So, yeah.
Okay, we'll adjourn the meeting at
6:30.
meeting adjourned.